we are now at the limit of what our civilization since the last ice age has seen. We've been very stable. We have been plus or minus 1 degree centigrade, and that's average global surface temperature measured relative to the end of the 19th century. We've been plus or minus 1 throughout that civilization, where we turned grass into wheat, and that allowed us to live in villages and then towns and have universities and filmmakers and so on. We're on the edge of that now. We could go, and probably would go if we didn't do much about it, to 3.5, 4 degrees centigrade in 100 years or so. And we have not seen 3 degrees centigrade for 3 million years. We've been around as Homo sapiens, drunk or otherwise, for 250,000. We haven't seen those kinds of increases for that length. At 4 degrees we haven't seen for 10, 20, 30 million years. We're going to be completely uncharted territory. We don't know exactly what will happen, but the risks are immense. They rewrite the relationship between humans and the planet, where we can live, how we can live. Southern Europe may well be like the Sahara Desert, much of Bangladesh underwater, much of the Gulf of Mexico battered by hurricanes. You can describe and you can guess, but these are the scale of the risks, and they're bigger than I thought.
Do you think we are not fed up of this bad news of the time, with no reactions, really?
The good news, and I am a big optimist about what we can do. The question is what we will do, and that's about behavior, collaboration, policy, governance. But what we can do is enormously attractive. And you have to set it in the context of the way the world is changing. When I began lecturing on development economics 30 or 40 years ago, we used to talk about 75% of the world's income generated in the small group of people, now just 1 billion out of 7 billion, but smaller populations then, the small group of people in rich countries. That's now half-half. 20 or 30 years from now, it's going to be 2/3 away outside currently rich countries. An incredible transformation in our lifetime about where human activity takes place. Over the next 30, 35 years, by mid-century, we're going to move from 50% of population in towns, 3.5 billion people, and cities, to about 70%. And that will give us, because we'll be well over 9 billion in 2050, that'll give us 6.5 billion people. From 3.5 billion people in towns and cities to 6.5. From 50% of the world's population now in cities to 70%. That happened only once in the lifetime of humans. That's a very special change. That's the good news, because if we take advantage of those changes, because we'll have to invest anyway in our infrastructure. If we build cities that are not congested, that are not polluted, that are not wasteful, that are very attractive to get around, if we build cities like Barcelona rather than Atlanta, we will, as a world, create a much better environment. And we can do a lot on the existing cities, of course, we have. It's not just the new ones.